All right, everyone. It is the last last lecture here of Web Fun before you guys go on to Python. So we'll do the project presentations, and then we'll do another attendance check at 2 for the graduation, and then that's it. So let's get these presentations on the way.
Real quick, Josh, what does that graduation section entail?
We get to see the cohorts, those that graduated. We get to see some of their projects. We get to see them get their name called. And that's something just to look forward to. Cool. All right, so let's get to sharing. Who would like to go first?
I'll go just to get mine out of the way. It's pretty short.
Cool, let's do it, Clark.
Let me pull up the website. Share screen. Share. All right, so this is my web page. I still want to add more to my portfolio, but I use Bootstrap for most of it. And so it has responsive buttons like smooth scroll down, smooth scrolling animations. It's fully responsive. I added an icon button down here for my email. It doesn't pop up on mine because I have firewall settings. I have this back to top button to scroll back up here, and then I have one of my favorite songs that plays in the background. And yeah, that's really it.
Which song is that?
Cervical Cedric
Let me write that down.
by Sire Gray.
Cervical Cedric. Can I make one recommendation before you put this online for recruiters to see?
Yeah.
If you scroll down, just to center align the CSS HTML within the body.
Yeah. Okay. I was trying to figure out how to do that yesterday, and it was giving me a little bit of issues.
Oh, and one more thing, Clark. I hope I'm not repeating too much here. So scroll back up. Maybe here on this homepage where you have the big image, just have like a profile image in there of yourself, and then like a short little blurb, like an about, hi, I'm Clark. I'm happy to help you build your app or dream web page or something.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Great job, Clark. Thanks for sharing.
Do your nav bar buttons work, Clark?
Yeah, they do.
Cool. Clark's got it out of the way. Let's keep going.
I'll go ahead.
I'll go next.
I'll go ahead.
All right. All right. Sorry, Leo.
No worries.
I'm posting a link to my feedback form in the chat.
Oh, nice. All right.
So all of my goals for the website were finished about 11 o'clock last night. So I'm a little sleepy today. I added a button that goes to the Kennel's Facebook page, professional page. All of the content is live and accurate. It's just a little wordy. The business owner is going to break down on some of that. I got the image carousels all working. And if you notice, I even have a little paw print cursor button. See, the cursor is an animal.
Yeah.
It's endearing to the kids. So all the carousels work. The frequently asked questions thing has a link to a PDF that's not live yet. So it's really just a broken link. That's still to be done. I'm waiting on the business owner for that PDF. I do have a contact us box, but I don't know how to have it actually submit anything because I don't know Python yet. So I didn't put a submit button in there yet. After this presentation, I'm actually going to hide this so that it's not actually a part of the website. But that's the goal, is that people can send an email to the business owner through this form.
Okay.
All the nav buttons go down, as I mentioned last time, to the appropriate section. the business owner wanted a button that gets you back to the top. So I have a position fixed paw print button accessible from anywhere on the page that'll get you back to the top. So then you can use the nav buttons to see the rest of the page that way.
Spencer, do you want all the feedback to go into the form, or can I say something now?
Yeah, you can say it now. That's
Oh,
fine.
okay. So you have a Facebook. Oh, okay. So that links to the Facebook. Is there only a Facebook? Is there like an Instagram or anything else?
There will be an Instagram.
Okay.
My understanding is people think about Facebook versus Instagram versus this or that based on actually a generation. Our generation and those older prefer Facebook, and the younger generation prefers Instagram.
Yeah.
So now that the younger generation is getting married and starting families, Instagram seems to be a hot place for some kennels to sell puppies. So when that happens, I'm going to add the Instagram button there too.
I
Cool.
personally think it's more professional for you to use Facebook over Instagram, because Instagram, I mean, I'm the generation with the Instagram, and I think it's more childish, especially as a professional company, because you can actually say what you want. You have links, you have numbers. Instagram's more just like photos, right?
Right. The Instagram would not be a business page. It would serve more for marketing.
Exactly.
Okay.
But I'm not making those decisions. I'm just building what I'm asked to build.
Maybe Spencer too, that paw print button, when you click it, instead of it taking you to the top, what if it opened up a little drop down that had all of your
Yeah, I thought about that also. I didn't go down that path yet, but that's in my mind to consider. The one thing that I noticed, and one of the things that gave me pause on doing that, Joe, is on mobile, when I click a link, like you see the hover over features for the nav bar, it makes the background brown.
Mhm.
On a mobile, when I click the button, it remains highlighted. Like on mobile, it recognizes the push on, but not a release.
Oh, that's weird.
And even this, on mobile, when I click that button, it stays brown. So I don't know how to tell mobile my finger's not on the button anymore, and I would be worried about that menu being permanently stuck there. I would have to figure that out.
Probably that you have an event for the button getting touched, but you don't have an event to trigger when you untouch the button. Like, you know what I mean? Like mouse enter and mouse out kind of thing. So like you probably need to tell it when they're not touching, check that event also, and then switch it back. But
right.
Talk about that later.
I'd have to go into that route. But yeah. Otherwise that's it.
Cool. Oh,
it looks great on mobile. I tested it on Droid and iPhone. It's fantastic looking. It's better than on web even.
Nice. The only other recommendation I would say is maybe because you have so much content on one page, use that nav tab bar to tab between different pages. But that's your preference. That's your choice. You're the developer. My general rule is if there's not that much information, use the nav bar to tab through different sections on the one page. If there's a lot of information, use it to point to different pages.
Is that to influence load speed? Is that the big concern there?
Yeah, partly that, but also, you know, when you're going through a page, it's like a sentence, right? Like if it's a run-on sentence, then you keep more information in your head as you read through it. But if it's divided into sections, it's easier to, it's just a preference of how you read or display something. So I personally would keep a lot of content divided into different pages.
Okay.
But great job. I mean, it looks like a great site that you would use to buy these type of dogs.
Thanks, fellas.
Cool. Spencer's done. Leo, or who was that?
I'll go ahead and go, yeah. Share the screen. So I created a Yellowstone page.
Nice.
So the first, when you get in here, you get an image carousel, and I had issues with the moose image where I tried to finagle with it, but it wasn't working. So I just got a higher res image, and it flows through. And then You get to the bottom, you get the park info with a link to the actual website. And then I have 3 activities that I chose. The fishing one, which includes the info about the fishing, but also has a link for the registration.
Okay.
And then I have the hiking and the camping also. I included a button to include the permits, so you get permits there. And then I created just the graph to show the attendance by month. So by the thousands.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, so I
Nice.
got that. And then I tried to get the map thing going. Tina suggested leaflet, which I tried to play with, but I just couldn't get my mind wrapped around it. So this is basically what I have.
Nice job.
Thank you.
I can totally help you with that. If you
Yeah, I'm gonna have to,
want to
yeah,
do that,
I'm gonna have to do that just to get it
Okay.
on this one.
we can do that.
Okay. But yeah, so I got
Cool. Great.
thank you.
Nice job, Leo.
Thanks.
Okay. Leo's done. Let's keep going.
I'll go.
Okay, thank you, Carlos.
No problem. Okay. So here's my page. Got my about me and everything in. Got this rotating right.
Nice. You snowboard. Didn't see that before.
What, my little jump there?
Yeah.
Only thing I want to kind of work on is I still need to work on either finding a better text or maybe making it. I didn't want to add a box behind it just because I feel like it looks like a PowerPoint almost if I do that.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find the right colors or something to kind of make it stick out a little more. And then right here, I'm going to go through and consistently add. I have all the div box and whatnot all prepared that I could just keep on dropping in as I learn. And then Tina helped me with this last night, getting this API connected to my GitHub.
Cool.
So, I mean, this looks pretty basic right now, but I'm going to go through and clean it up and make it not look so robotic, but it does work.
Only
Alright.
thing I'd say to add for those, where your project API is maybe if you could get, screenshots of each of the projects and have that display, within those boxes, just so you get a little taste of it rather than just the text.
Yeah. And then I got all these guys working as well. My LinkedIn goes to my LinkedIn. GitHub goes to GitHub. My resume, I just switched over this morning. I had it originally that right when you clicked it, it downloaded. But I switched it over to just opening up a Google Doc now. Just because people don't like random stuff downloaded to their computer. Understandable. And then
I can
email
show you. Sorry.
pops
go
up
ahead.
the email as well. So whatever your default email is, it'll pop up and you can write me, and that's my email already connected.
Cool.
These guys all work as well. So about will go up to about technologies, projects, project 1, contact, we're already here. If you click my name, it goes back to home.
Awesome. Where did
I
you
can
find such
show
a cool
you.
background?
What, this one?
Yeah.
I honestly, that wasn't even the one I was gonna go for. It was that website you dropped the images, and I was messing around. I just kind of spammed this background for a bunch of them. And I realized that actually works perfectly.
Okay.
Especially the fact if I'm trying to move back to Colorado.
Tina, what were you saying? I interrupted you there.
I was saying I can show him how to do the screenshots. So I have it on mine.
Yeah, no, I knew for a fact you knew how to do that. I was just more or less like, this is good enough for right now. I'm gonna go through it later.
Okay.
I didn't
How
want
did
to
you-
bother. I knew you were helping like 8 other people last night.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
she
was
was.
jumping around.
Does that email thing open the, like, your
Email.
default email? Okay. On
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
cell phone.
So
How'd you do that?
right here.
It's just mail to on the A tag.
So email is right here. So mail to, and then your email. Very simple.
Mhm.
And then I just changed mine last night because I have a Mac, so I was opening up my Mac default, but I don't use Mac, I use Outlook. So I switched it over and made it look a little better like that. But yeah, that will be all for right now.
Nice. Great job, Carlos.
Thank you.
Great.
Okay. Carlos, check. Who's next?
I could go.
Okay, great.
Yay.
All right, so you guys have seen the majority of this already. Most of yesterday was just spent with the finicky bootstrap spacing and stuff that was in there that I had to play around. I ended up appending my original CSS to fit both pages stylings on one CSS document, which was a little annoying, but ended up working. And I think it will help if I add more pages to keep consistency across each page. I actually had a really annoying bug where this first page I created without Bootstrap, and the second page was created with Bootstrap, and it was forcing a line height on this title and this unordered list. So every time you would tab through, these would scooch up like 10 pixels back and forth. And then to fix that, I just ended up, I didn't use Bootstrap on the first page, but I just linked it so that the line height would be consistent. And then as people who have seen before, these checkboxes are linked together. I am sharing audio, so you will get a little thing. I made it super quiet, but they give you a little noise when you complete them. I thought that was pretty fun. They all sync together, so you don't. It's harder to get lost on what you've completed. I've used sites like this before that have these checkboxes, and they actually take into account like a user account and save the status of these checkboxes across the site so that as you're going through a game, you can close the site and reopen it, and it will hold what you've completed so far.
Yeah.
But as I've used them, I've always been annoyed with like fast scrolling through something and missing something like right there, and then continuing through the list. And then it's so much text and information to parse through that it's hard to see when you've missed something. But having this here that follows you around all the way, if you get to a step and you end up checking it and you see one behind it isn't checked, then you can find where the like which section the check you've missed is. I think once I learn a little bit more of JavaScript functionality, I'd like it to where you can click on the text here and it will actually bring you to the spot in the page where that checklist item is.
Okay.
But I couldn't figure that out yet.
You didn't just do like href hashtag and then like make an ID out of it. You shouldn't even need JavaScript for that.
The issue I was worried about running into is how these buttons link together is through event listeners.
Okay.
And those event listeners are tied to the div overall. So the functionality is off of the text as well as the checkbox.
Gotcha.
And so I need to separate where the box affects the text decoration and color of the text, but clicking the text on these ones specifically will link you to a spot on the page. So just something I've got to spend some more time on and make sure it doesn't mess with how these two sets interact with each other. And then I put this up on GitHub pages. I showed this the other day. I'm pretty proud of getting this to work. I think this is pretty cool. And actually, Spencer, that thing that Joe was talking about the as soon as you leave your paw print, it's staying colored in. In order to get that, I just have I think it's in here. Maybe not. 1 second. I can't remember exactly where it is, but this remove glass function right here is tied to a mouse leave event. So as soon as your cursor leaves the space that it's in, it removes that div. So you could do
It's
the
in your
same.
HTML.
Was I not on the right one then?
Yeah, it's in your HTML where your remove class is, because it says
Right here, yes.
yeah.
So on mouse leave, remove glass, and then on mouse enter, it runs my magnify, which creates that and sets the zoom level for it. And then I have these linked together. So this links to this other page with similar overall styling, but a little bit different flavor. And these run through every single enemy in the game with a sprite image, a name, and the information about each. Which I think I showed it a little bit yesterday, but the functionality of it is pretty cool. It references these sets of images and these description and names text, and breaks each individual input at these @ symbols and synchronizes them together. So all of them are created as you click, and the information is pulled from somewhere else and put on the page.
Cool. Nice job, Mike.
Thank you.
And how do you feel now compared to when we first gave you this assignment on Project Week to make your own assignment?
Definitely better. Good to get the practice in. I think still a little overwhelmed at the prospect of a completely open-ended prompt, but I think I've got some tools now to either talk through with somebody else and bounce ideas off of, or just bounce ideas off of myself and get something started and then just kind of go with it and see where it takes us.
Okay. Yes, you've got it.
You'll be able
Nice
to do
job.
that after your next stack. You'll be able to make it so people can log in and save their progress through that checklist and everything too.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm gonna keep this live, and I'm probably gonna add some other pages for each area, and then I would like to give it some actual functionality for users to be able to save their progress on it and use it as an actual resource for the game.
Yeah, it's cool.
That is so cool, Mike.
Thank you. Also,
Mike.
thank you very much, Tina, for the help.
You're
Yeah.
good. Always
Mike,
here.
if your monsters list has 150 things on it, it might be good to have another button that advances like 10 or something. Because if you want to get to M, you're clicking the button a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Or like an input where they can put a number and it advances to that number.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea.
Nice.
Because you have 177.
Yeah, it's one or two.
Good job, Mike.
Just one or two.
Thank you.
Great job, Mike. Cool.
Josh, can I share?
Of course.
And I didn't make this week, but I was a little occupied.
And Tina got a lot of help from Tina on building this one.
I got a lot of help for myself. This is a website I made for my dad when I first got into web development a few years back. So it takes in your location. That was supposed to be for a carousel that was supposed to be like right here, a carousel of your cities nearby, and it displays all the cities. And then when you click on each city, it was supposed to display all the house listings of that city. But since only real estate agents get that information and you can't actually pull it from that database, I wasn't able to do that. I spent like 2 months trying to do that and it just didn't work out. So I just took out that feature. But this actually just calculates the commission where you're getting it and versus what the commission is if you work with my dad. And then about me goes to about my dad. This is our house. This is really cute because it hovers with your mouse hover, like the little background.
Nice.
The agent listing takes a minute to load, but it dynamically creates the little agents. It has their email and their phone number, and you can filter with their first name and their last name as well. Then you have the resources page, which has the glossary, which also dynamically puts in all the names. Takes a minute. All these go to the different letters, and then when you click on a word, it pops up a module, something, whatever that's called.
Yeah.
And then you also have the steps to going into a real estate career. So you have these little things, a Q&A where what you need to do for a timeline, more information. I still need to make an actual PDF on this, but the links go to the DRE website. And then you have a I don't think this works yet. Yeah, this is user 404, sorry. That used to be a page with statistics from like a image. I don't know why it's not linking anymore. Calculators, this is an iframe from another website, but it's really cool. There's a lot of information on this.
Wow.
Right? There's so much information. But yeah, there's like loans, there's rent and buy, refinancing, buying down, bi-weekly, all that stuff. And it's like so much information. So I just took that from them. Getting a realize that, yeah. So yeah, just me.
Tina, did
Yeah.
those dynamically created elements, did those pull from a database or are they just
No.
information you have stored?
Yeah, I have them stored. The glossary, I believe, is from a database, is an API.
I hope so,
If
because
I
that's so much to do.
remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's. I would have to look at that, but I'm pretty sure the glossary is an API, and then of course, his agents are just like a text file because it's his personal agents.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if you could set up that information in a database through one of the backend languages, if you could improve your load times,
Yeah,
pulling from
definitely.
server side rather than client side.
Yeah. But this was literally like 3 years ago when it just
Yeah.
literally first like learned what web development was. So I like I was really struggling.
So how long did you spend on that site?
It was like from October to like January.
Wow.
Because it was a lot of trying to get the current listings. I think
Yeah.
I spent like 2 months on that. And I had my soon-to-be brother-in-law come and try to figure that out too. And yeah, there's just like no way to get that information onto my website because only like brokers and real estate agents have actual access to it, and there's no API for it.
Okay.
We tried doing a web scraper, and that was just a headache too.
Got it.
It looks so nice though, Tina. It's really, really good.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Great website. Did not expect that. Okay, who's next?
Can I just go?
Of course, yeah.
All right. So this is done enough for it being new today, but I'm still gonna fiddle with it just because I do that. I like to customize like extensively. So I'm just gonna go through. I don't want you've seen a lot of this, so I'm not gonna try to take up too much time and stuff. I'm gonna try to go through and just say what it. So remember we got the spinning background. There's a transition on these that make them scale up. Let's see. Oh, I made a custom scroll bar so that it blends in with the page. I didn't like how it was just like white and gray, it just really stood out. I went for a dark theme. I ran this through the colorblind tester, and every test I saw, there was enough contrast here. In fact, it's harder to see this as it is than it is if you are colorblind, because it just makes it like more black and white. So maybe I will fiddle with it still.
Okay.
Yep, we've been through this. I showed you that. These, I'm still actually filling out the information. This is not an operational calculator. It's Pac-Man from scratch. I have this here. I like how Akimi had her list, and I just kind of took something like that, but put pictures in place. And then when you highlight over each one, it's got a custom tooltip to come up. For education, just very simple. This is like the easiest thing to do of all of this. This is where I talk about like my personal experience of coding, and nobody has to read this. So I just put pretty things to look at. But if somebody wanted to, I just talk about just my little projects before coming to Coding Dojo and what I thought coding was. And now I'm here. So it's quite different. And then here's my contact stuff that also does that. So it is also responsive. I was able to get it to work for both a phone and an iPad, or I'm sorry, phone size and screen tablet size. That's what I'm trying to say here. So there's that. That took a lot of fiddling. I gotta still go through the backgrounds and change those up because they're all the same pretty much right now.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I have to say. Here's my mobile nav bar. I don't know if I talked about this. When you highlight on it, there's a faint white, and that lets you jump to those spots, obviously. And then here it is in tablet form. It's pretty much mobile, but just expanded in some parts. Like, be honest, does this look pretty wonky? This huge space right here? I don't really know how to go about it, but
you could just shorten the height of that whole area. I mean, it's not
yeah,
too bad.
maybe I will do the view height change. That's a good point. Okay. Yep. That's that. I forget what else I had to say. I think that
I was
was
trying to read your about me, but
oh sure. I'll just read it. I'm a teacher turned software developer based out of Wisconsin. I like to do a lot of stuff, and then I go through all little hobbies. When I'm not coding or working on my hobbies, I'm spending time with my family. I don't know. Very basic. I'm going to definitely expand on that, I think, eventually. But the point of it is to be small enough to fit into a screen, like a view height about. And I just make it with this.
okay.
Yeah.
What are those Apple Watches about?
He made the straps.
Yeah, I made the leather straps for those. And they're not, I don't have like, I don't just have like multiple Apple Watches. It's the same picture.
Yeah.
With two different straps on. I just put them next to each other.
Okay.
What are those?
I don't even have an Apple Watch anymore. I sold it.
What do those little camera icons in the top right of each section do?
So that is for me. This is an extension I have through my browser. I don't know what it's called. It just takes pictures of videos, and because I have a video, like this is a video as opposed to a GIF, and so what it'll do is it'll take a picture of this. Like,
Oh, gotcha. Cool. So that's not displayed on the actual web page. That's within your browser.
no, sir. Yeah, exactly. So on
Cool.
every browser, there's a video. It has that. I don't know. This is really fun. Very, very frustrating, but I'm just really proud of it. And I just can't believe it's like from scratch. Like that's just nuts. Like I didn't think I'd be able to do this last week. So here we are.
Never forget what you can learn in a week.
For real. For real.
There's one lesson I took away from the boot camp. Just for the rest of your life, never forget how fast you can learn something complicated.
You are very right, Joe.
I like your Jim Caviezel sketch.
What's that?
It's
I
so
like your
much
Jim
fun.
Caviezel sketch.
Oh, yes, that's specifically it's Jesus portrayed by Jim Caviezel. And I did I wish I gotta figure out how to like click where I want to go. We just have to whatever. Yeah, so I still want to implement that. I still want to change the backgrounds. Did anybody have any suggestions or like any things that maybe don't look right?
Looks
It
pretty
looks
good.
great.
Okay.
Your skills section makes me want to put a skills section in mine.
Do it. Copy it. Look how nice that I love it. Got the pictures and the languages.
The challenge is
Yeah.
the more technologies you learn, you're gonna have to figure out how to keep adding to this
Well,
area.
it's kind of hard coded. I
Just
just
like
change what I do is I
make the
change
icon smaller.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Or like
exactly. I
wrap
just change the
them.
width of the pictures.
that's
All right.
awesome.
Cool. Thank you guys.
Great job, Evan.
Thank you.
Okay. Who'd like to go
Ooh,
next?
I can go next.
Okay, thank you, Omar.
Yeah, so let's see. Okay, so I just did my portfolio page.
Nice.
Made it a little simple. I'm still filling in some information, but overall, I think pretty happy with how it came out. There's a contact me form, some projects. I'll just keep adding to that with the GitHub
Nice.
links and stuff. And yeah, this takes you to different parts. I just forgot to make the nav bar static so you can go back.
That looks really slick.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question, Omar?
Yeah.
How did you do the projects? Is that through that GitHub API or did you just-
Yeah, it's all through Bootstrap basically.
Okay. That's awesome.
It looks great. I mean, you put all the dojo projects up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's stuff you did.
Yeah, exactly.
Looks really nice.
Is in your nav bar, Omar, the home button kind of looks like it's bold compared to the others. Does the button you click on permanently add a decoration of some type?
No, it's just like that through the styling.
Maybe
But
it's
like,
the size of my monitor or something.
yeah. And then like
You have Scroll Spy on?
Oh, Antelope Canyon.
I like that background image. It's pretty clean.
I'm gonna get there one day.
Where is that?
It's called Antelope Canyon. I think it's in Arizona.
yeah, it's like the eastern part, I believe.
Thank you, Omar.
Thank you.
Good job, dude.
Okay, let's keep it going. Who else?
I can go, but you're just gonna have to bear with what I'm gonna have to show. I wanted to at least provide something considering the allocation of time I had and everything else. So what I did is just very simple. So let me share my screen.
Okay.
And so this is all I have. You know, I was introduced to it yesterday. I wasn't able to go through and really complete the wireframe and all the rest of the stuff that everybody else was. So I figured just so I could present something here today, I just went through and just created this really fast just for presentation purposes. So what I did is I just created a typical nav bar, put an icon or an image and did an about me, change that around, skills and certifications portfolio, contact me, order, name, another image, and I'm in the process doing a little bit of the about, and then of course I have a couple icon images in there, but I don't have nearly what anybody else has, but that's what I have to present. I at least wanted to have something for today, so at least
Start, man. You got to start.
I actually really like that color yellow with the black that you've chose. It's like a really clean contrast. And if you end up filling the page out, I think that color scheme is gonna look really good across the page.
awesome. Thanks, Mike.
Yep.
So are this maybe the contact me is better maybe to be like black, the text, the contrast. Yes.
Yep. Good suggestion there. Make the text black there so we can see it a bit easier.
Oh, on the contact me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I make it black, it'll blend in with the nav bar and then it won't even be visible.
Well, the background is yellow, right, for the button?
You mean the font, the color of the letters?
Are you talking about the font or what are you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. The font.
I can try to adjust the font and see what it looks like. I just thought that maybe it might just blend in, but yeah, that's not a bad notion.
Okay. Well, yeah. Continue with the wireframe. Do you have a visual of the wireframe that you're working on?
No, I'm getting ready to go. Again, this is going to probably change drastically once I can actually go through and start getting into the wireframe and start getting that put together. Then my page will actually probably start turning into what everybody else was presenting here a little bit today. But for now, this is just something that I was able to just throw together just to have something for everybody to look at. So that was, otherwise I wouldn't have had anything because bootstraps, it gave me the boot. So it's a little bit longer to learn bootstrap than in about 5 hours or so. So
Yeah.
this is all I could provide. I figured this is better than nothing, and well, here you guys go.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you for your effort.
Yep.
Great job. Okay, let's keep it going. Okay, so I know who hasn't presented yet. I'll start calling on names if we don't.
I can go.
Okay, thank you, John.
Mine's I still have a lot of work to do with mine. I need to add more JavaScript and use more Bootstrap, but it's simple right now and short. My nav bar, maybe a background picture. But we scroll down, this is my about me page, and I used media query for my picture. And then my skills page, maybe add PI for this section to show my projects, and then my contact me page.
Nice. So that's what you look like.
Yeah.
Nice, John. It's looking good so far, man.
Yeah, I still have a lot of work to do. My face looks like a blowfish right now from the 4 wisdom teeth that I took out on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Man, yeah. Dude, ouch.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing your page. Good work, John.
Thank you.
Yep, keep it up. Okay, let's keep it going.
I'll go.
Thank you, Perna.
So I try to keep it simple, and I use a bootstrap for my navbar, and I have a background picture here on the side navbar, and I still have a lot of things to put because I'm like here on the language and the tools. I want to wait. This is not done. Like I will be keep working until I'm done with the coding dojo so that I can add more information here. Mm-hmm. And it is not working for the movable, like a small screen. I'm gonna work on that. Yeah, if I keep scrolling, it's not that responsive that I want it to be, but I still have some time to work on. So
okay. Okay. Great. Any suggestions? Anybody?
Well, for your profile picture there, or your picture itself, do you want it to be an oval to fit your body? Is that what you're trying to do there?
Yes, but I can make it circle too. It's not a big.
Well, I mean, it looks, you can do an oval. That's cool. I would just suggest maybe trying to crop out the black as much as you could. Like maybe even just resizing the picture in a photo editing software or online. It might just make it look a little more clean in that way. But yeah, circle or oval, you do what you want, man. It looks good.
Yeah, I would choose a circle picture. A circle picture and then center it there with the rest of the
Over here.
yeah.
Yep, I can do that.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Perna. Keep it up. And also maybe center the text here on maybe add a little bit margin left. And
I already have a 40 pixel, but I think that's not enough. I can do that.
yeah. Yep. So keep it up. Don't give up on this page.
Thank you. I will.
All right, let's keep it going. You have a few people left.
I can go.
Thank you, Tigis.
I try to get idea of Akin. I like her stuff and except Akin with the background pictures. So from her, I like this section that I didn't add on mine. So this is my portfolio. I try to.
Pretty.
Yeah. So thank you. So I will, yeah, I got the skills part and I ended up using CSS. I tried to use Bootstrap, but it gave me like some other headache. So I tried to use minimum Bootstrap. Then when I click maybe experience, it takes me here. When I click vision, and when I click contact me, it takes me here. When I click GitHub, takes me to my GitHub page, even if I don't have that much project. So when I hover, it gives me that stuff, and when I click it, it gives me in a new page. Just yeah, but because I signed in, that's why. But on another user logged in, it shows me the stuff. It shows me the user, the password, the email.
Okay.
Like what from someone I saw. So, but because I logged in as Tigis, it didn't show up. So I will fix that part. And when I click LinkedIn, it takes me to the LinkedIn. When I click resume, it takes me to the resume. I try to give access to everyone, but I don't need my resume. I have my own resume, but based on the requirements that we want, I have to fix like that in one page. So, and when I, as I said, just when the projects, it shows you to the project page. I planned to create at least one project, but I didn't get a chance. I short out of time. At least I put some placeholder, and I will put a picture of my GitHub projects, and when I click that picture, it will take me to the GitHub project, or I don't know how I'm going to do, maybe GIF or something like that, a video, a short video using GIF. So
you can make a GIF of yourself clicking through your project whenever you make it. So you'll make 3 projects for Python, Mern, and Java. So you can just add some screenshots or a GIF of it. Yeah.
Sure.
Who calls it a GIF, Josh?
I do.
That's fine.
The original creator, unfortunately, as well.
Okay, it's fair.
Okay. Do you have any feedback? And it should be placeholder image. I'll put my pictures here. I get the idea from Carlos using the carousel. the original
when you
ideas
just
from
implemented your
Akimi.
thought.
Yeah, I got her idea, but the idea of Karasan is from Carlos. So that's all.
Hey, very nice. Thank you, Tigis.
Mm.
Finally got to see your project there. Good job. Okay, let's keep going. Next. Only a few people. Let me see. Let's go down the list here. Bill's still here? Did he disconnect?
No, Bill's here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. So my page, I don't know if it looks any better. I think it could look worse. I made it all one page instead of two. The buttons take you to the different sections, and
Nice.
it's not much to it. The email thing opens up the email similar to the other one. If you shrink it, it's sort of responsive. Everything except the pictures. There's not much to it. I don't really know that much about what like pictures look good and stuff like that, so it's pretty blah. But
Okay. Well, maybe Carlos can help you with that. Carlos has a good eye for pictures.
Use poppies.
I did work on one other little project. I just want to show because I like it better than my profile. I just made a little game.
Oh, look at that.
The spaceship at the bottom looks so much more gnarly than the ones at the top.
It's because it's a good guy.
His technology is much more advanced.
That's like anime versus Looney Tunes.
It looks so cool though. It's like
So it's just a little project I threw together.
It looks great.
That's awesome. That looks fun. He's got an unfair advantage. Thank you, Bill. That gave me a good laugh as well.
It reminds me of the, I don't know if anybody's seen that meme of the pencil drawing of the horse where it starts off like gorgeously shaded and then ends in like a child's drawing.
That's a classic.
Just a little clash of styles there.
Cool. I think I got everyone on the list, right? I'm just gonna look through here. Yep, I didn't miss anybody. So great. All right, so let's end the lecture now.